Adventures of Maple Hollow. The secret in the woods in the sunny corner of the world, where hills rolled like waves and trees touched the sky, there was a hidden village called Maple Hollow. This was no ordinary village. It was a bustling town built entirely by animals. There were houses woven from vines, shops carved into giant mushrooms, and even a school inside an old hollowed-out oak. The mayor of Maple Hollow was a wise old badger named Mr. Sissel, who always wore a bright blue hat. The village was peaceful until one morning, when something very strange happened. When the animals woke up, all the honey had disappeared from the beehives, the river had stopped flowing, and the sky was filled with a mysterious silver mist. At the center of it all were four friends: Pip, a curious red fox who loved solving puzzles; Luna, a clever hedgehog who loved bugs and inventions; Oliver, a strong but gentle bear cub; Willow, a speedy squirrel who dreamed of being an explorer. The four friends promised Mr. Sissel they'd find out what was going on and save Maple Hollow. A clue in the mist. Pip and his friends packed their bags. Luna packed her compass and a notebook. Oliver carried snacks, mostly berries and nuts. Willow brought a slingshot just in case. Pip carried his lucky scarf. They started by investigating the beehives. Luna noticed tiny silver footprints near the empty hives, much too small for any animal she knew. Following the footprints, they reached the river, now a dry, cracked bed. Nearby, Pip spotted a strange silver feather stuck in the mud. "Maybe a bird," Oliver guessed. "Or something else," said Pip, frowning. The clues led into the fogwood forest, a place no young animal dared to go. But Pip, Luna, Oliver, and Willow were not just any animals. The hidden village. As they entered the fogwood, the mist grew thicker. Strange whispers floated through the air. Willow shivered but held Pip's paw tightly. Suddenly, Luna gasped and pointed. Tiny houses carved into mushrooms, tree trunks hollowed into cozy huts, but everything looked abandoned. "Someone used to live here," said Pip. At the center of the village was a giant stone well. Inscribed on it were the words, "Only those pure of heart may find the path home." While the others explored, Pip leaned over the well and spotted something glowing eyes staring back up at him. A moment later, a tiny silver creature leapt out of the well, a mistling. Mistlings were ancient forest spirits, small, glowing creatures with feathery wings and soft silver fur. The mistling squeaked in fright, but Willow offered a berry from her bag. The mistling nibbled it gratefully, then gestured for them to follow. Maybe the mistling knew what had happened to the river and the honey. The great sift. The mistling led them deeper into the fog, where they found more mistlings hiding among the roots and rocks. Through gestures and squeaks, the friends learned the truth. An evil crow named Lord Umbra had stolen the Heartstone, a magical gem that kept the forest its balance. Without the Heartstone, the river dried up, the bees lost their way, and the mist spread across the land. Lord Umbra had taken the Heartstone to his fortress at the top of Stormspire Mountain, a dark, jagged peak far beyond Maple Hollow. If Pip and his friends didn't get the Heartstone back, the forest would be lost forever. The journey begins. The friends knew what they had to do. They built a small raft to cross the misty lake, dodging slippery rocks and mischievous river sprites. They climbed the thorny hills, where the brambles tried to tangle them up. They crossed the whispering fields, where illusions tried to lure them off track. Each challenge tested their courage, brains, and friendship. At one point, Oliver almost gave up when a giant storm struck, but Luna reminded him, heroes aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who always get back up. Finally, battered but determined, they reached the foot of Stormspire Mountain. The Fortress of Shadows. Stormspire Mountain was a terrifying place. Black clouds circled the peak, and cold winds howled through jagged rocks. At the summit stood Umbra's fortress, made of black stone and twisted branches. The gates were guarded by ravens, Lord Umbra's loyal followers. "How do we get inside?" whispered Willow. Luna studied the walls and grinned. "I have an idea." Using vines and their slingshot, they catapulted themselves over the outer wall with much giggling and thumping. Inside, they tiptoed through the dark hallways, avoiding patrols and traps. At last, they found a hearthstone glowing with a pure blue light perched atop a throne made of bones. Lord Umbra was there, waiting. "You think you can stop me?" cackled the crow. He spread his enormous wings, and a fierce battle began. Oliver charged bravely. Willow zipped around, distracting Umbra. Luna used clever tricks and traps. Pip, remembering all they'd been through, leapt high and grabbed the hearthstone. As soon as Pip touched it, the hearthstone pulsed with light, and Lord Umbra let out a screech of rage and vanished into a cloud of mist. The return of the heart. When the friends returned the hearthstone to the well in Fogwood, a miracle happened. The mist lifted. The river roared back to life. Flowers bloomed across the fields. The mistlings danced with joy and crowned Pip, Luna, Oliver, and Willow as protectors of the Hollow. When they finally returned home to Maple Hollow, the whole village threw the grandest celebration in history, a festival with music, games, and a towering bonfire. Mr. Cecil declared a new holiday, Friendship Day, a day to remember the bravery and kindness that saved their home. And as the stars twinkled overhead, Pip looked at his friends and smiled. Adventure had called them once, and Pip knew it would call again. The end.